This is Papa Dukes of the OG Social Network Podcast. Time to relax, relate, and release. Hey, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. I gotta tell you. We are on our schedule to meet Alex Anderson from Skyworld, and we are going to be focusing on their beautiful.
Hey, how you doing?
Grow. What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Been good. How was your travels back to the city and everywhere like that?
Oh, well, I want to tell you, let me just do a quick intro real quick, okay? Because you popping on. I should have left you off and waited for a minute. But I just want to say, hey, everyone, welcome to the OG Social Network Podcast. This is like an impromptu with Alex again. We had such a great interview with him last time. And then also went to his, let me ask you, you're a micro business or an actual grow?
I'm an actual grow. So I hold 3 licenses. I hold cultivation, processing, and distribution.
And we went there, and it was moi. Jason McLean was very, very gracious in showing us the grow. Here, let me show you guys real quick. I didn't get a chance to actually take a lot of pictures because the grow itself, we wanted to really be safe and not, when you go to these indoor grows, it's so important just to be as clean as possible, make sure we don't contaminate. And Jason was just so kind to show us, we do have clips, we do have everything, and it's being produced. But I wanted to get Alex back on because it was just a pleasure to enjoy that box, Alex. I will tell you, everyone I did that box with, that I shared with at least over 30, 40 people, rolling up, letting them try it. It's empty now.
Yeah, it goes quick, huh? Yeah.
It does. But it was worth it. I'm talking from ages 25 all the way up, dude. They all enjoyed the 41 OG, the melted strawberries. The steak puff seemed like that was the one that really kept you going during the day for me. And the OG, the 41 OG. But I got to tell you, it was such a beautiful time to meet you. Oh shit! Hold on. There we go. To meet you and have you on the show. So we're coming back up on the 30th. And this time we want to be able to get more content of the grow itself and talk to you all more about your market. But this show, I've been having some existential crises. Right?
Okay.
I think it's smoking your weed and shit, because I've been having these little spiritual meditations, man.
I've been known to get existential myself, so yeah, okay, yeah, let's go there.
And
yeah,
I want to talk more well, first off, the first thing I should do is let people know that you're the co-founder and chief executive officer of Skyworld Cannabis, a New York-based brand rooted in indigenous traditions, drawing its name and inspiration from Skyworld, from the Skyworld, place of origin and unity found in the native creation stories. A visionary leader and proud member of the Tuscarora tribe, correct? Nation.
Correct.
Alex has conceived Skyworld brand as a living expression of ancestral wisdom, cultural resilience, and the enduring connection between people and the cosmos. That's what I want to talk to you about today.
Okay.
All right. I'll tell you this right now, guys. His grow is amazing. It's safe. COA show it. I'm sure you have much more to work on to make it much better. And that is one other thing I do want to talk to you about, the COAs. But when it comes to for me, right, I've noticed like I suffer from serious seasonal depression. Okay. And I've just been going through this the last actually 6 weeks. I'm not getting a lot done because of that. But we also found too that I have very low vitamin D. My serotonin is low. My mojo is down.
Yeah, that's
Right.
the season for sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And my doctor said, well, but it seems as though you should be a little bit more than what you are. What's keeping you from hitting rock bottom? And I'm like, well, I had these melted strawberries, right?
They help. Yeah.
And I do feel, can you tell me the spiritual connection between cannabis and your traditions?
Yeah. So my tribe, Tuscarora, that translates directly to people of the hemp. So we were always known as the hemp gatherers, people of the hemp, the shirt wearers, the shirt being made out of hemp. So just growing up, I always understood, like a lot of times people talk about like, oh yeah, I remember the first time that I learned about hemp, or I learned about cannabis, or like, oh, what's that leaf or whatever, that kind of thing. Um, it was such a rooted part of just the Tuscarora history and story that I always understood hemp as, a food, as a textile, as a commodity, immediately. Like that was just something we grew up with, that was part of our identity and part of our name. So just getting into, cultivating and all of that, that was pretty natural progression. I mean, I had tons of influence on what cannabis and what hemp could be, and how it could benefit, right? Like how it could benefit people. So yeah.
And with that, do you feel, because for me, I'm finding that it really helps me get through those hard times, right? When you grow, is there a specific strain or a specific strain that can help people with depression? Because I've been getting a lot of questions about all this, and
so this is how I like to approach it. So like, okay, so we're definitely finding the science and all of this stuff is very new. All right, there's a lot of new cannabinoids that are being discovered and understood. Not only that, not only cannabinoids, but also terpenes and the effects that those different terpenes can have. So yeah, there's like, there's some basic studies that talk about limonene, limonene dominant strains helping with mood, be mood elevators, myrcene helping with pain, which obviously is going to be a mood elevator if you're experiencing less inflammation and pain. And then we have different cannabinoids like THCV, which are going to help you get more active in the day, whereas like some cannabis, can be pretty sedative, where cannabis that is detectable levels of THCV, and we're talking like 1% or very, very small levels of THCV. These are cannabinoids that, like, 15, 20 years ago, we didn't really even have a radar on or understanding. So THCV is another one that I like to speak on. So like our garlic gravity is high in THCV, which is, I like to say, is like how we understand the word sativa as a type of cannabis that's going to be uplifting for us. That's really what we're talking about, is like THCV and limonene. Those are going to be like uplifting mood elevators.
If I can chime in, just to tell you, right, that garlic gravity got a lot of high reviews on that.
Yeah.
Okay? So I just wanted to let you know that garlic gravity. I'm telling you, bro, your shit is on point. But go ahead. My apologies.
Yeah, the garlic is great. Yeah, especially this time of year, right? Like that's where we see the limonene and the garlic gravities do really well. It's also something that we noticed too, like so I always like to say, really the more important thing is like everybody has an endocannabinoid system. So every human being walks around with an entire system in their body that's able to regulate and process cannabinoids, unique to them. So my biggest advice usually when it comes to people who are purchasing cannabis or trying to understand cannabis strains or get involved in this in some way, use it with more intention, is it's kind of silly, but I like simple, and I like sort of rhymes and stuff. So the nose knows. Your nose is a powerful tool. It's directly connected right to a lot of your main senses right there. And when you smell different jars of cannabis, especially if the cultivator has done a good job of cultivating unique strains, right? Like they have a different range of terpenes, they have a different range of cannabinoids in their offering. When you go from jar to jar, your nose will, the smell and the aromatics of the jar are going to induce, I guess, or create a response in your body. Like your mouth is going to water, or you're going to go, oh wow, this one smells really good, or you're going to get a craving for that one instantly when you smell it. And that's your endocannabinoid system helping you identify cannabis that's going to fit into your puzzle piece the best, right? And like I've always had the best experience. Like I don't shop really based on, in some markets you're forced to, right? Because you can't actually smell the cannabis and see the cannabis ahead of time. But when you can, I don't shop based on THC percentages. I don't shop based on any type of labeling percentages or any of that. I like to actually look at the cannabis, judge it based on its structure and quality. And number one, the smell. The nose knows. So that's always my key advice. Like, hey, I haven't had great experiences with cannabis. Just trust yourself. Don't trust the hype. Don't trust the number. Just smell it. Not everybody likes the same thing. Like you don't like the same food as the next person. So how are you gonna, oh, because it has high vitamin C, so I should like this. No, that's not how it works. Like, you know what I mean? Some people like pulp orange juice, some people don't. It's the same, even that's a variation within a product. That's a very similar product. So yeah.
I will say over the course of the 2 weeks, because the night I saw you on the 14th, and about 3 weeks later, I was up at 14th of September, and then I went up to just a couple of weeks ago to the Adirondack. So I literally had aromatherapy crazy through this state, and I literally can smell the feels in different regions. I bullshit you not, driving along maybe 17 or 9 or 84.
Yeah.
So for me, going through your grows and smelling and seeing and feeling the passion that's been put into that grow, to me, it's been great therapy. We really insist on people to visit your farms, visit your local areas. I mean, you all are very open to allow people to come in to see the grow, and that's what we're preparing for next year with the New York State Canna Farms Tour, to get these people out there to really meet you, the farmers. I keep saying farmers, cultivators, the cultivators, and learn about how it is to how it is from seed to sale. Where is it now with this plant? I've come to find it to be very religious to me now too, as well. It's really helped me. How did the Tuscarora Nation run into this plant? Has this always been a part of their traditions?
Yeah, so this is historically debated, right? Like there's a tremendous amount of talk and search in the cannabis community about North American land race. Every continent has a land race of cannabis except for North America. I don't subscribe to that. I think that cannabis was definitely in North America. And I just think that, the evidence is coming, or that we haven't found it yet, or that it's been buried, because there was a lot of incentive to do that on this continent for hundreds of years. So we've seen, in my opinion, to answer your question, I think that cannabis has been, and hemp has been, part of our culture, I think, pre-European. So it's, I guess that's my answer, is that if we were trading, and we have trade routes, and we have, shells and wampum and things that have been traded all the way down to South America and back. We have tribal trade routes, tribal powwows and gatherings of nations that are older than the United States or even Europeans coming to this continent. And I find it very hard to believe that medicine that was indigenous to South America even, and was being used and cultivated in South America, wasn't traded and expressed and brought to North America. So I think that the religion, or the use of cannabis and hemp in the Tuscarora Nation, what we call it Skarurat, the people of the hemp, I think that we're known as the hemp gatherers in North America. Mm-hmm. So I my personal belief, is that we have land race, and that's maybe since been eradicated or is yet to be rediscovered. But I think it's been a generational beyond what we have written or told in story. So yeah.
No worries. Well, we're going to just take a small little break. I want to be able to give a shout out to my sponsor, Proteus 420. And why don't you all check out this new commercial I did for them. Be right back. Proteus 420, they provide high quality services and educational resources to support your growth and help you thrive in the cannabis community. Efficient inventory management ensures you maintain a reliable product supply and avoid stock shortages. Their point of sale service tracks sales activity, helping you identify best sellers, top employees, and valuable customers. Stay compliant with built-in reporting, alerting you to the latest state and local regulations. With payment processing, accept payments seamlessly across various methods, including cash and debit. Their customer relation management system builds loyalty, ensuring tailored offerings for repeat business. Proteus 420, empowering your cannabis business for success. At Proteus. All righty, so here we are. We're back. I love Proteus. Don and David, I hope you all are doing well. Now that we are in this political phase, a lot of the cultivators and people in the business I've been asking, considering the political, shit we're going through right now, dude, the way that the country's in, do you feel an impact? It will impact or affect New York State? Do you feel the current administration will at least keep out of our business, or New York State business, or will there be some step back? Will we be taking a step back as opposed to going forward? Because many of the people I've been talking to are concerned about where we're going in this country. How do you feel?
In regards to cannabis, or
in regards to cannabis, the industry. My apologies.
For sure. It's very interesting. It's very difficult to say, right? Like I like to watch, I like to study history, and I like to look at historical references and cycles and things like that, and try to understand patterns. But cannabis is kind of one of those tricky ones where, like if you look at the movements in the 60s and 70s, you had people talking about, oh, we're going to be legalized in the next 4 years, and it's going to be federal, and everybody's going to understand it as medicine, and that never happened, right? For a lot of those people that were 50 years down the road, and we're just now starting to dip our toes recreationally in certain states. And then if you go back further in cannabis, you have, pre-1920s, you have people cultivating cannabis and using cannabis as a crop and not even understanding it as really a drug, more as just, or I guess unless you looked at it in a wellness sense. I wasn't talking about it like recreationally, but you see it in like cough medicines, and you see it in not only in Western medicine, but in Eastern medicine, holistic medicine, all kinds of, and spiritually, thousands of years. And then up until the 1920s roughly, and then all of a sudden it's this highly illegal, scary drug. So the future of cannabis, I think, is always a little bit uncertain. It's always going to be a volatile place, I think, at least in the coming years, or at least in our lifetimes possibly. So I more so just try to be an advocate for positive information and good information about cannabis and the benefits of cannabis and wellness, so that like people can make informed opinions and be educated about cannabis. I think that's the ultimate goal, is accessibility and people's ability to exercise their right to use cannabis, but also have access to cannabis in, like you said, therapeutically, medically, or whatever, religiously, right? Spiritually, those are all important things. So as long as I'm always going to be an advocate for accessibility and education on cannabis. the path and form that takes, or what the government is going to do with like federal legalization or state legalizations or intertribal working with state regulatory bodies like we see in tobacco and in gas, is up in the air, right? I'm just navigating the waters, I think, like most people, right? What is it? Calm seas never made a skillful sailor. So I just hope to keep moving towards the goal of accessibility and education. That's our focus. I don't. Yeah, I guess.
No. Yeah, I feel you, maybe, it's, because I think we're all just concerned about just having good political representation and ensuring that the cannabis industry is able to run in each state. All right, until federalization comes in, or legal federalization comes in, which I think won't happen for quite a while, because I believe each state does need time to develop its own industry in order to compete on a national scale. For example, we had Revelry, right, in September, and then next thing you know, the next month was Hall of Flowers, and come to find out, Hall of Flowers was not a sanctioned event by OCM. Because they're out of state, California, and they were bringing in all of these brands from California that want to get into the New York market, which, that's fine, but we're not ready for that yet. We need to build our brands here. And I felt it was a great event, both of them, great events, awesome. I will say Hall of Flowers was run easily. You can get in, get out. Boom, boom. But do you feel, I just saw a lot of MSOs and ROs there that would undermine the smaller market, the micro businesses, and the smaller dispensaries. Growers. And I don't want to. I guess I just don't want to be a gatekeeper or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
There are great products out there. We really want to be an open market, but right now we want to focus on what we're doing. But getting back to political representation, one of the things that got me was this reel that was really fucking cool. Of Zoran Mamdani.
Just anything in a cannabis shop? And if so, what did you buy, Mr. Mamdani?
I have. I have purchased marijuana at a legal cannabis shop.
Okay. Mr. Cuomo?
No.
Mr. Sliwa?
When I was shot 5 times, I've had Crohn's disease. I did use medical marijuana. Yes.
Ever purchased it?
So, what I thought, I'm voting for that motherfucker. Okay, straight up, I'm voting for Mamdani. I was waiting for weeks for this candidate to say something about cannabis. Any candidate, no one was saying anything. And finally, the last debate that they had, they asked a question, and it was great. Yeah, I knew this motherfucker smoked, because every time I see him,
he was ready.
You good at it too. I'm like, you're good at it. So I love it. So I know you're not a New York City. You don't live in the city. You're upstate. This really doesn't.
No, it does. It impacts us massively. Which is why, that's why you have so much division, really, even in just like West. Like you said, upstate. I say Western New York. Upstate is Albany. Above Syracuse, Schenectady, Utica, Hudson Bay. Okay. That's upstate. But I get it, because everyone from the city calls anything north of the city upstate. But no, yeah. So there's a massive division between upstate, Western New York, upstate, Finger Lakes, all that, and the city, because the population of New York City is about equal to the population of the entire rest of the state. And so what ends up happening, though, is there's a massive political focus on how life functions in the city. Rightfully so. You have a collection of people that equal half of the state, right? In just a couple hundred square miles is very small. And so what happens, though, is that laws that govern that work very well, and taxes that govern and work, however, whatever opinions you have on those, but are implemented in the city, then tend to be implemented, they make sense maybe in the city, but are implemented statewide. And we live vastly different lives. Like New York is a very diverse state, like it's vastly different. So like
Yeah.
my dad and my grandpa grew up trapping animals to eat. So
Yeah.
you don't do that. Yeah. So how do your laws in New York City make sense now for me? You know what I mean? Like my parents and my grandparents live on a dirt road. Like that doesn't, this isn't the same. So,
Right.
and you're going to tax us the same in these things. So yeah, it's, I don't get super political. I don't really choose a lot of sides and things. I'm more of a listener and try to be a collaborator in a bridge of ideas. But yeah, that's definitely that's a crossing that needs to, yeah.
I want to tell you, man, I was with Michael Fertucci about 2 weeks ago. We went up to the Adirondacks to go visit Country Organic Farms, his grow. They're growing for him. Beautiful hemp fuel, awesome people. I should have had a presentation for that. But like, yeah, they are totally different people. It is a totally different lifestyle. He took me to he said, hey, let's go get something to eat. And I picked a place, right, for, comfortable. This motherfucker, we're going down the road. He makes an immediate right to the most right-wing fucking place in the world I'd ever seen. Yeah. And I'm at the Sporties bar up there, and I have to say the burger was great. The guy literally gave us. I had a Caesar salad burger. As far as I'm concerned, it's so much lettuce, but it was good. But the attitudes, I did feel like many of the Trump voters up there, and there are, I'd say, all the state undercover Trump voters, or if not, they definitely show it. They're really second guessing themselves now. I'm feeling that. Like, did they make the right choice?
People get politically driven sometimes by, like I said, desperation, and like the situation is so different from the city. It's easy to be not from the city and to have like this, like, well, shit, I'm getting taxed on the city. I'm getting taxed for you know what I mean? And like these people are, you saw the Adirondacks. It's not the Ritz. You know what I mean? Like it's beautiful for nature, but it's people go there from the city to visit, but like, the rest of us, we live in the country year round, like that's life. So it's, I like to say I never, never make enemies of ignorance or the ignorant. Always try to, try to approach things from dialogue and conversation. And I think a lot of people out there are very hurt by a lot of things, not even just to do with that administration, just over time, generationally, just the way that the state is formed and all of that. I mean, it's just things that we have to try to overcome and find solutions for. I think that sometimes we get so stuck in anger, or we make decisions in anger that perpetuate things that we already don't like, and it's possible to continue to make small changes that are going to, impact things in long term. So. Yeah,
I'm hopeful. We always go through phases. I know that we had a massive showing at No King's Day, which was amazing. That was hopeful. Many people are seeing the truth of what's going on in the country, and I have faith in us. So, and I do love speaking to people that are extremely on the opposite, because I want to gain their understanding too. So we both have a lot in common when it comes to that.
So my tribe uniquely, and actually, no, I shouldn't even say my tribe. My relatives, my direct relatives, were responsible for, in large part, responsible for the founding of the United States. We were one of the only tribes, Native American tribes, that actually sided with the rebels, General George Washington and the U.S. Army. That's actually, my tribe originally was from North Carolina, and we immigrated with George Washington to New York to help him scout and fight against the Iroquois. There used to be the 5 nations. Now it's the 6 nations. And so we were there actually to help General George Washington. I have relatives, Nick Cusick the first, who saved General Lafayette at at famous battles in Revolutionary War, and is credited with all these things. So like we were directly responsible for, you know, this vision that is the United States. Like that, like I definitely take a lot of pride in you know, being uniquely American in that sense. Like I like to say, like people are always like, oh, how do you immerse in all these different, you know, parts of US culture? Like, you know, I'm hanging out, you know, we're hanging out in Yonkers and in the Bronx, and then I'm down out in the country and I'm shooting bow in the country, and then we're at the gala wearing the suit or whatever we're supposed to be doing there. And it's because as an Indigenous person, as a Native American, and as somebody whose tribe helped form this country, like I feel a part of all of these stories. Like I feel a part of the American identity, and that is my identity. That is who I am. That's why, you know, we did that. That was the goal here, right? Like I think that's why my ancestors chose to help them, was to, you know, freedom of taxation, freedom of religion, right? It's the unique dream that didn't exist, right? It's very, very much so written into our founding language, which is written on hemp paper, by the way. But yeah, but yeah, all the founding documents written on hemp paper. But it's very, very much so something that was drilled into this society, was the, you know, the freedom of thought, right? And the freedom to be your own person and have your own destiny. And I think that really resonated with, you know, our tribe, which sacrificed, you know, not only life, prosperity, land. You know, we endured generational trauma, and then we got, you know, the treaties and deals that, you know, were given to us weren't honored to a T, right? And I just think now is like sort of a really good time for us to like emerge and help lead a lot of this healing and unity, because like I said, it's just dialogue. It's enemies of the ignorant, right? It's understanding like we're here for the same goal, and you know, we might have a lot of different views and faiths along the way, but you know, there's a lot of common ground. So
Well, I want to tell you that is history. I want to talk more about after this commercial message. All right, really straight up. Just hold on for a minute. I'll be right back. We're going to talk more about this, because see, that's something I need to hear. All right, that type of history my children need to hear. But we'll be right back. We'll be right back.
You're the perfect host. Well, almost. See, that's why she's your best friend. Go, best friend. Exchange career advice. Exchange embarrassing college stories. Exchange the essentials. New York City Cannabis Exchange. Your night delivered.
All right, everybody. I hope you're back. It's one of those beautiful, beautiful days here. I'm here with my man, Alex Anderson from Skyworld, from the Tuscarora Nation. Tuscarora Nation. He just hit us up on some really great history that no one, it's not taught in our schools. I'll tell you that right now. And you know, I'm a firm believer, like we melanated people and it's indigenous people need to start our own education system at this point. It's also too, I'm finding out that a lot of African Americans, their bloodline is mixed with indigenous people from
very common.
1600s.
Very common.
And then they were classified after Civil War as Black people, when in fact they were American Indians. And for you to tell me that you have direct descendancy to the creation of this country, which I'm sure millions, but to meet someone directly, to me is an honor, and like, oh my God, I don't even know. I'm starstruck. I'm more starstruck by people that have sacrificed and worked hard and built communities than entertainment and bullshit like that. You know what I mean? I guess because I've gotten older and realized the what's the word I'm looking for? The value or the self, the worth.
Yeah, the price of everything, the value of nothing, right? Yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah, 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 for
So,
sure. You start to
I mean,
understand.
like, could you just say again, what was that like when you found out?
Oh, so this. So like, I grew up surrounded by people that spoke out right about our history and our politics since I was a little kid. I remember when I found out was when I was in third grade and the teacher started to talk to us about Native Americans. She's lying through her teeth. And I'm saying, hey, no, that's not true. This is this way and that way, to the point where I get kicked out of class and do badly in Native American studies because I said things like children were stolen for Indian boarding schools. No, that never happened. Oh, okay. Certain tribes actually sided with the United States during the Revolution. No, that never happened. And like these aren't like difficult to prove things. Like any person nowadays could easily pull out your cell phone and type in, oh, which tribes sided with General George Washington in the United States Revolution, and you'll see it's Tuscarora Nation and the United Nation. They sided with the U.S. and they did that 3 times. They did that during the Revolutionary War. They did that in the War of 1812, and then they did it in the Civil War. And they won every time. They went with the Union, and they won every time. So it's like that's when I found out. I didn't know that people didn't know that. I grew up hearing about our history and our stories and seeing statues and carvings, and like we're kind of blessed here in Western New York where the community at large here is very much so proud and is willing to display and to explore and promote like the indigenous influence and impact on the society here. Like the town directly next to my tribe, where my tribe is now in New York, is called Lewiston, New York. Lewiston, New York is riddled with statues and plaques of the Tuscarora Nation because we saved that town countless times from British invasion and other types of disaster. So it's like, it's people like to think sometimes, that Native Americans are in one way or one mind. And like, sometimes that stereotype is perpetuated as, like resentful or sad or no. This is always kind of like the goal for at least for my people was to, help others foster, meaningful and valuable lives. And I think that if you look at it in that perspective, we're absolutely champions of that goal. It's, you think even just coming up to Indigenous Awareness Month in, November, and we look at like Thanksgiving, like we Native American people, Thanksgiving exists even just as a corny idea, but let's break this down even that like, okay, foreign people came to this land with nothing. We're facing starvation, and it would have been beyond easy for those indigenous people just to let them starve and die, or just to not care, or to not interact. And yet you have an entire holiday and all this, whether however fabricated or whatever your beliefs are on that, that's centered around that these people came to give and to help others, like travelers, right? And like I think as a part of the indigenous concept is that like we view everybody as a human being, which is essential, right? Like I don't view you for your religion, I don't view you for your race. I'd like to try to view everybody for being human being, which helps you be empathetic, right, to their story and their identity. And I don't like there's like that whole idea like, oh, the war. No, a lot of other people being able to share this land now with indigenous people is that the indigenous grace that was given to everybody that showed up here, right? Like the trade, the food, the space just to form homes. And that's actually how the Tuscaroras started to interact with General George Washington when he was actually like a lieutenant colonel for the British Army. The French were killing women and children in a British settlement, and he wrote letters to the Tuscarora Nation asking them for help, for protection.
Right.
And that was the initial call. Like that was where the relationship started, was in, hey, listen, I don't care that you're French and I don't care that you're British, but you're not going to kill kids and children here. Like that's not happening here. We didn't bring that here. You're not bringing that here. So that, and like that is ultimately too, like a lot of what led to Native Americans losing numbers and losing land is that morality, plagued by morality. But I think that that's valuable. That's a life worth living. I think so.
Well, I do believe that our society's becoming. I hate using the word woke because I want to say woke, but they're a lot more educated and they see the truth. I mean, like, look, when I was your age, even younger, I never knew that. I wasn't taught all that. Here you are, and millions of other indigenous American Indians or Native Indians are looking at these people. You're teaching me about my history, and I'm telling you this is how it is. And I am at an age in my life where I'm flabbergasted as to why European Americans are so angry. I don't call them white people. Okay, I don't like that because they're Europeans. They came here and they should deny their ancestors that got them here, right? So,
and it's a great story, right? Like that's powerful in itself. Like, why would you do that? Yeah, like for sure.
We could talk about that for like go do some more research.
Hours. Like for sure. Yeah.
And the blending of Afro, the African, the Indian, I mean, the music, the language. I just saw a reel, for example. I just saw a reel where back in the 1920s, a young Black professor teaching in South Carolina walked by two students that were speaking a language, and he asked people what language would they speak in, and they said that that's gibberish. They were just speaking English all messed up. But he knew that this was a very native, ancient language, and come to find out, this language was a blend of he said, 32 African dialects, about 1,000 words blended into 32 African dialects from all the slaves and Indians that had come together since the 1600s. You see?
Yeah.
So I find humanity is just amazing. Fucking most violent and vile, but also, goddamn, I could laugh my ass off on some of these reels forever. They should be
passion. Passion swings both ways. Yeah,
both ways.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
this OG is like, I know y'all are gonna change the fabric of society by changing the ideology, by making people that feel so I gotta keep telling people in the industry, there's no such, in the cannabis industry especially, there's no such thing as the best. Stop saying that. You could say you're one of the best. You could say at this time we really think we did the best for this.
I tried my best.
Right?
I like that. I like that. I can do that. I can do that every time. I'll try my best. Yeah, I can.
But to actually say that you are the best, you're discounting others that worked very hard at their craft as well, and the same thing. I like to acknowledge everyone that puts in that 1,000% and brings out, and like we said earlier, cannabis, the cannabinoid system, it's different. Everybody's all over the fucking place with this shit. You know what I mean? I don't sometimes even know what the fuck I want on Tuesday. So, I do know I love sativa. That's as far as I could tell. Oh, fruity sativas and, fruit and citrus shit. And if it's
There you
purple
go. Yeah.
and blue, I love that, right? But there's no such thing as the best. It could be a great experience, stuff like that. And I just want people to realize when you say that, it just disrespects those that are also doing the same thing, that you might even like their shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what I love about cannabis. The industry is a smooth, open market. People are very receptive and open. And I hope we can maintain it and not allow capitalism to come in and fuck it all up. But we
Yeah,
all
I think
got,
a lot of people are passionate about the plant, which really helps. Yeah,
yeah,
there's a genuine want to better the whole community. So yeah, you don't see that in a lot of industry.
I do want to say that we are going to see you on the 30th, if you'll have us. I'm going to also see Justin from All That Chocolate.
Yeah, all right, our neighbor down here. Yeah.
So, real short story, real quick. So I got my mom the package so she could try the chocolate, and so I told her, I said, "Look, this is not a fucking Hershey bar. So or whatever she's into. You got to really take it slow with this." I haven't heard from her in 3 days. Okay.
Oh,
She good. She's like, I'm good. Yeah.
chocolate's good. Yeah, no, he does it right. Yeah, it's a brand that we're happy to be neighbors and collaborators with at times. So yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
I want to tell you thank you for your time, my brother. And I hope
No,
we're
thank you.
gonna have
I
more
appreciate it.
conversation. And I definitely want to talk more about the history in depth about your nation and how
For sure.
where you all are going in the future. I want to when is this box coming out?
I'm trying to launch it at the end of November. So
All
yes,
right.
I wanted to bring it as some type of in sort of relation with Indigenous Awareness Month, in relation with Thanksgiving, sort of like an offering to the cannabis community at large to sample and be festive, right? Live in abundance for a bit. So, yeah. So
I
it's
was
close.
blessed. I was blessed to be able to share that with so many people. The rosin pre-rolls were amazing. All of the pre-rolls were great, rolled nicely. The length, I like them. Don't be giving me a dog walker. I don't have a dog.
Yeah. No, we spent a lot of time on that. I'm very particular about the paper, about the grind, the whole thing. Yeah, for sure. So I'm happy to hear. Yeah, we're on the right path, because it's difficult. It's a process.
Every jar hit. I
Cool.
have to give you that. I didn't get a negative response. So, and about 20, 30 people must have hit that shit with me, bro. So
Amazing. Yeah.
And when we try to do a review or even state it, I get flagged. So that's why I can't even collaborate.
No worries. I know where we're at. Yeah. We take these. Yeah, you just look at the page. You don't see any cannabis hardly on our page anymore either. So yeah, it's a lifestyle. It's a brand. We want people to come along. So yeah.
It will be on my Patreon page. We're going to do a lot more. I thank you, Alex. Please stay on for a moment. Okay. I'll be right with you. And again, everyone, I got to say, it's just a pleasure talking to this young man. You meet so many people that are in the industry that you just want, especially younger people, you just want them to succeed in life. I want to thank my sponsors, Proteus 420. They're just amazing, Don, David. I hope you all are doing well out there. Green Spectrums, CBD, Michael Bertucci. I love you, man. That was a great trip. We got great things going on for 2026. New York City Cannabis Exchange, Mimi, Harry, God bless you all. I can't wait. We'll be hosting an event with them on the 29th, which is next week, actually. So I'll have more details for that in the next day or so. Surfside, Sean, and Quinn, and Jim, I just want to say thank you all so much for supporting us. Meyer Security, Greg, give me a call, baby. I hope all is well. We'll be doing a cohort with them at CJEI, CJEI, and in association with City University of New York, my alma mater, Lehman College. I'll give you more information on that in the next coming weeks. That'll be kicking off in April. That those two cohorts will be with Proteus 420 and Myers Security. You'll be learning how to work with ERP systems and POS systems, and also security, which is very low in the labor gap right now. So you'll be able to just set up all types of security systems, Jadestone branding. Listen, if you guys are in really need of marketing, affordable marketing, and people that are dedicated to you, go to Jadestone. Mr. and Mrs. Katie and Earl Dowley, newlyweds, are really amazing people and are out there to help you build your brand. Silk Road NYC. Sohan, you know I love you, brother. You're my man. The best. He is located in Jamaica, Queens. You definitely want to reach out to him, say hello. You'll be seeing his commercials in the next show coming up. Gordy's Goodies. God bless you, Gordy. I hope you're doing well. I'm supposed to be reaching out to you in the next couple of days, but I'm going to call you today. God bless you. He has excellent edibles. Oh my God, brownies, cookies, gummies, amazing. Wet by Distributors. Lewis and I are going up to West New York to go meet Alex and Skyworld, All That Chocolate, Nativa LLC. I hope to hear from Green Room as well, and probably stop by at the Finest Buzz just to follow up and see how they're doing. So we'll be up there in West New York on the 30th. And of course, Event High, our partner. When we have events, I use Event High. So God bless you all. I just want to say, you know, Papa Dukes is in the mix. We love you so much. Get out there and vote. The election's coming up in the next couple of weeks. You know who's going to win it, baby. Go out there and vote for your candidate. But we at the OG Social Network podcast endorse Zohran Mamdani, and we want him to be our next mayor. And again, peace and love. Oh, I forgot to say one thing real quick. My bad. Holy shit. I don't want her to be upset with me, but Ali Bianco of Pink Products is hosting a great Halloween event in the Weed Shop in Staten Island, which will be December 31st, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. It'll be at 4906 Arthur Kill Road in Staten Island, literally at the tip of the island, way south. So you know I got a trek ahead, and you can definitely come in gothic elegance or spooky costumes. She will be hosting a major event for the Weed Shop, doing in collaboration. I'll be there doing a little light podcast, and we will be hosting a great event for Halloween and getting the word out about this great dispensary. Again, thank you all so much. It has been a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. I love you all. Remember to relax, relate, and release. Papa Dukes, the OG Social Network, and I am out. All righty.